Hi Leo, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within this video. And in case you're interested in subscribing, I upload my new videos for Leo and Aquarius on Friday. We have 3 cards that popped out. And the deck that I'm using today is called the Morgan Greer Tarot. I do see the cards that have flipped over in the deck. However, if they don't pop out, I'm not going to take them. And as always, if you guys are interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description box. Alright, so for your overall energy, you have the Five of Swords. Oh man. Five of Swords, which talks about conflict. I feel like definitely you guys right now are in the midst of a fight of some kind. Not so much a fight, but as a disagreement. And I feel like there might be a lot of personal stakes involved, and I feel like it might be a bit of an issue because with this Seven of Swords, I definitely see dishonesty, and I feel like that's what's got you most upset. But sort of, not to linger too much on the overall energy, but the Five of Swords talks about petty disagreements, right? Petty fights and arguments, and I feel like every time I see this particular card, it's almost like the energy is very, haha, I won. Or sort of like hell-bent on just being right and not necessarily coming to the best conclusion. In fact, I very much feel like this could have been a situation where you were right, but they were just so hell-bent on being right that they just went against everything that you said and even may have been dishonest, especially with the Seven of Swords. But I definitely see it working out for you in the end, especially with the Six of Wands, because the Six of Wands talks about victory. So I think that whatever this sort of issue that's going on right now is, you're going to come out of it maybe even better than before, I'm hearing. Although it is very interesting that you have the Moon and the Seven of Swords. For some of you, the Moon might refer to a Pisces in your life because the astrological sign for the Moon card is Pisces. But for the majority of you, the Moon refers to having something that isn't quite seen, or illusions or escapism. So I definitely feel that there's something that this person was keeping from you. And with the Moon card, I definitely feel that it's a sort of like a bigger deal than, you know, like, oh, I didn't take out the trash or whatever. I feel like this is something that really hurt you because sort of the gravity of the situation. And it almost might be for some of you, because I'm looking at this Four of Wands, that could mean a few different things. I think that for some of you, you're entering a new relationship, and then this person suddenly you find out that turns out they've been married the whole time. For some of you, I think that you were seeking higher commitment, because to me, the Four of Wands talks about marriage, but more often than not, it talks about leveling up in relationships. So I think that you were asking for more, and they were like going along with your idea just to almost get you to shut up. I'm hearing like, yeah, that's no problem. I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever you want. But I think that you're finally sort of, you've like pushed them to the point where it's like they have to tell you the truth. And it's almost like For some of you, they've shown that they actually truly have no intention of moving forward with you. And that's what this big disargument, or this big conflict is about. It's very interesting because I'm looking here, and I'm looking at the Knight of Rods and the King of Rods and the Knight of Pentacles. And they're looking away from each other. So it almost feels like you, because the King of Rods talks about fire energy and fire signs such as Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I feel like it almost feels like you guys are looking in one direction with one goal in mind, and then this other person, for some of you, it might be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but they're almost looking in the opposite direction. So I think that for some of you, you might have very competing thoughts, or very competing motives. I think that whatever ends up happening with this Six of Wands, you're definitely going to see the victory out in the end. With the full moon card, or rather with the moon card, I would say be wary of lunar cycles. Check to see when the next full moon is. You might receive some kind of clarity then. It's very interesting to me because I'm looking at this Knight of Pentacles, and for some of you, the Knight of Pentacles is looking towards this Four of Wands, but it's almost like behind has this Seven of Swords energy. So it could be that this person has some interest in you, or maybe interest in getting married to you. You know, it's not terribly likely, but I know that there are some like serial divorcers out there that'll get married, sometimes even just like live with you common wed and be common wed, and then divorce to get financial gain out of it. So definitely if you've amassed a large sum of money, be careful and be wary of that. But it almost feels like, because Knights of Pentacles are stability, and they're money in particular. So it almost does feel like like there might be a person out there who wants higher commitment because they don't have stability, and they see that you have stability. Because I'm sort of looking at this bottom row as a possible partner, and this top row as you. And with the King of Rods, you know, he's not a knight, he's a king. So it's almost like they see you like you have all your stuff together. You're much more better off. You have more stability, and with the six of Wands, it's almost like you have victory. No matter what you do, it turns into gold. Or I believe the saying is, whatever you touch turns to gold. So I feel like that's some of these people's intentions. The moon card would be on your end of the reading, so I'm thinking that for some of you, you might be onto this already. The moon card also represents, to a lesser degree, intuition. So I really do think that for some of you, you're very much tuning into your intuition right now and seeing if you can figure out what's going on. I think a lot of you guys smell something fishy, especially since there's this lobster symbolism within the moon, and that would probably be why you're here in a tarot reading. But be wary, because it's never a good sign to have the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords together, because the Seven of Swords talks about that dishonesty, and be careful of being dishonest yourself, just because I feel like if you are dishonest now, it's going to come back and bite you later. But I would say be careful of this person. Be careful of this dishonest person. But that was your reading for this time around, Leos. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It really helps out the channel, and I'd love to know if it resonated with you. Like I said before, I upload my new Leo videos on Friday. So in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings. And I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.